All right, everybody, we're back from SEMA. This year, Kyle was a new addition to my entourage now. Now I can call it officially an entourage. Tommy and I went last year. Kyle came with us this year on the search of the design. It's fitting that we're doing this video on the Rousseau box because we're all totally sold, totally in love. We love Sonic. Sonic is simple, modular, beautiful. If you like black cabinet
ecosystem.
If you're going to do Sonic tools, I'm still adamant that it's the best system.
Yeah.
Is it the best grouping of tools? No, and that's what we were working on when we were out there. That was the main thing this year. This year was quite a bit different than in the past. In the past, I had 200 things I was looking for. We don't have as many, what did you say? We don't have as many gaps.
Correct, yeah.
Right, we don't have as many holes in our lineup. My whole thesis over the last 5 years was to build an end-to-end solution. We have an end-to-end solution, and so we sell the flooring, the lighting, the light switches, the piping, the everything in the garage, and we're looking to improve, and we're looking to add whatever makes sense. And so we're just going to kind of go through some of the discoveries that we had, and we'll talk through as a group here on camera what we're going to do about it, and when we'll do things. So we have business cards. Let's go through. Like I said, let's go through our brochures first. Sure. I don't know about this thing. So this was that wash thingy.
The mat, yeah.
Yeah. So this was that big wash mat. I didn't care about their station, but what I cared about was the floor mat design. I think there's something there.
Yeah, I think there's something there. I think it's just they didn't see it because they were all about the eco reclaiming the water part, and we're like, no, we just want to collect the water and then just get it out of here, and they couldn't understand that it seemed.
I wonder, maybe that gives us an idea though for like some other future product that could be developed or something. Where maybe that could be integrated into Swiss Tracks somehow or something, where there's a mat underneath the Swiss Tracks, and then you have a set of tiles that are like a blocking border or something. And then
you just simply have it pitched, and we just grab a shop vac and suck it out for people's garages. The thing that really made me think about this is Ultimate Auto down in Orlando. They have like a 150,000 square foot facility, and they don't have anywhere they wash inside. And they're trying to catch the water with squeegee, and they built like this little triangle pyramid around their washing area, and then they try to squeegee it out. It's terrible. And so that was the sort of the prototype when I saw that thing, and it was this really cool that flooring that underneath that kind of CNC'd plastic, that poly plastic that they had was really grippy and really interesting, and it was channeled so the water could kind of run out into the edges. And then again, they're designing this for like commercial California car wash application. We're washing 100 cars a day, and they have oil water separators and all that stuff. And they just couldn't comprehend, like, well, I don't have oil on my car.
Why would you want it without that?
Right. We're not like dumping oil, and the vast majority, maybe some are, but the vast majority of cars are just, you're washing the driveway and you're washing off some dirt and debris. So that was something interesting. I didn't get the sense that they were very open to, like, they were just selling what they had.
Correct, yeah.
And they thought we were a bunch of goofs, which is generally the case. Right?
Yeah, always.
And people don't think they know what the heck we're talking about.
One guy seemed open, the other guy was like... No.
Yeah, I was doing me, and they're just like, whatever, man. This is what we do. Why would you not want exactly what we have? Because that box is the size of the lev rack.
Yeah, it's big.
Where are you going to put that thing? Even if I had a 10,000 square foot room, I don't want to put that in there.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, like they don't even have
the flooring in there.
They don't even show the floor thing.
Which is the best part.
Which is like the whole thing that we're interested in.
Well, I could stick kind of detailing theme. I guess talk about that. Nice.
Okay.
That was random.
Yeah. So I need to get these ordered. So this is he's a Korean guy. He didn't speak English. He's making these in China, but he's Korean engineering. So he's in somewhere in, was it Sejong, South Korea. And he made this really cool sprayer. He had one that was a foamer and one that was a sprayer. I just thought it looked freaking cool. So it was this thingy that we saw. And I think, we're going to get them. Again, we have the Solos, which function really well. This looks way cooler than the Solos.
This could be like a higher capacity one,
Yeah, it's a bigger bottle. Really interesting.
What I liked about these is, at least on the foamer, they had metal tips. So they show them briefly here.
Yeah, basically they have a pressure washing tip right? So you could adjust your spray nozzle shape or pattern, you know, the degree output. And then, you know, they have 25 degree, 50 degree, 80 degree. Yeah. So you could adjust that. And they were stainless and they were billet, you know, so it was a billet for the color and then stainless. It was just clear that the dude was into form and function.
Correct, yeah.
Which was really interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And so what caught my eye was the form of these. And these were kind of tucked in the North Hall, right in between software and detailing.
Yes,
and
like
we walked by it a couple of times. We didn't see it the first couple of times, and we were talking to him. And so I do want to get a half a dozen of those ordered in both colors. And we kind of see the foamer he had there was a prototype.
Correct. Yeah, but it had a wider mouth, which was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like a quick block thing.
Yeah, did they even show that?
No, not in this. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll reach out to this guy and get a couple ordered.
So then we didn't have a lot of detailing discoveries, right?
Not really.
We talked to Fireball.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's, there's the PAR solution. So here's what happened to Fireball. Did I explain this in the video?
I don't think you did.
I feel like you did at one point. I don't know.
So, these companies spend hundreds of thousands. Sometimes, the Rupes booth is probably over $1 million. So they spend a boatload of money on these booths. And inside of the Fireball niche, I've heard of it, but I don't know much about the company. And it's a Korean company, a Korean chemist. He's the guy supposedly behind all the formulas. He was there actually mixing up chemicals. Yeah. And so I started talking to one of the booth girls, and I said, so, who's a decision maker, and so she pointed at the guy, and then I walk over to the guy and I tap him on the shoulder, and it was Luke, and he just kind of blew me off. Yeah. And then I walk over, I said, all right, who's the other decision maker? And he took me over to the girl who was spinning the wheel, and she's kind of like, I got to spin the wheel, right? So to give out like free tchotchkes, yeah. And so here we are, we're at this place where we could make a market in a product and really help launch a product. And I'm the guy. I'm like the guy to do that. And that's what they're there for. And they're too busy, stuck in their own bull crap.
Giveaway
and so finally we got the guy. Turns out he had bought a pressure washer from us before, and he was a long-term detailer. And so I think we got Luke, back on board. So what I want to do is get, one of everything they make.
The struggle with them, though, is the stupid pro-only. You touched on this. Is the pro-only thing just makes no sense whatsoever.
So Fireball's new to the U.S., and so then what genius they come up with? We're going to go fight for pro-only. So our best product, we're going to give to pros only. And I was like, well, how hard is it to install? He's like, oh, it's really easy. Yeah. So what's the point? Well, if it could have to be sanded off, I'm like, I don't know many coatings that need to be sanded off anymore, if you screw up. Mm-hmm. But, a consumer can screw up their car, driving into a curb or a pylon. And you just spend all your time teaching them how to do it. There's no liability there.
Yeah. You can screw up a normal coating. If you're dumb, you can screw up CSL. It's hard.
People can buy polishers.
Yeah, exactly, a polisher.
You can grind the paint off the car, And so the whole model is so dumb. And so you got a company that's newer to the U.S., and of course, the 3 or 4 guys that are pro only, they're like, oh, yeah, absolutely. We definitely need to be the only one to have access to the best product. It's too hard, it's too complicated. My argument is and has always been, wouldn't you want your product to go viral if it's the best product and your best product to be sold to anybody? And then if I'm a professional, I don't give a crap about pro only. In fact, I wouldn't even do that. I'd be like, I'm just going to use what I like the most. And my customers are, they're not coming to me because of my coding. Yeah. They're coming to me because of me, and my process and how good I am. And so I just think that companies make this mistake. And so, now you got another new company that enters into the same market for the same 10,000 people, all of which struggle to pay their bills. They struggle to order product because, they're making a living, and they generally have employees, they have shops, they have leases, they have payments to make, and until you get to that critical mass of your business, generating lots of revenue, so until you get to become a real big detail shop, And that's, most of those guys are already established. They're not going to use Fireball, you know. And so you've got these guys that are on the mouse, the hamster wheel, and that's your only customer for the best product that you make. It makes no sense. It's so stupid. And so, well, whatever. It's their product. They can do whatever they want.
There's probably, as you mentioned, there's probably a couple hidden gems in there. I mean,
yeah, there's got to be. They have 75, 80 products, something like that. So I'm going to have a giant grouping of that. The other thing I want to do is, I think I need to get everything from CarPro again. They have so many different products.
They've updated a lot of stuff. Too.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff that I probably need to try. You know, gets me excited even just to take a picture of all in one spot. But I think that's really the only detailing different thing outside of course, the Rupes polisher, which was really great. So the Rupes product is now in a polisher pre-orders in the store. You can order from anywhere. How much is it? $750?
$735. It just went up.
But that was for the package, right?
Yes.
So you have to buy it with it comes with pads and polish, and it's the only way to get it. In 2 batteries and a charger. The charger is different, so you're gonna have 3 chargers and 3 different types of batteries for their 3 different tools, which I don't know how smart that is, but whatever.
I'm sure they'll. I mean, they've just gotten into with the Nano, the hybrid Nano, and then, you know, the HLR, now this.
Yeah.
They're just getting into the battery game. So eventually they'll then take all of that and then
maybe
make it a union of all.
I mean, we just got off the phone with Mirka, and you know, if Mirka does what I tell him to do, then my friends at Rupes will be hurting, because the Mirka stuff is really, really freaking great.
Yeah. The only other thing in detailing that I'm curious about anyways is apparently Stoners came out with a new iron remover.
Yeah.
This is a different chemical to break down iron.
Yeah.
So instead of turning purple, it turns from blue to orange or something weird.
Yeah.
Apparently it doesn't smell bad. So I'm curious about trying
The McGuire stuff.
that.
We talked to Marcus for a while.
Yeah, Marcus is back at McGuire's, and yeah, I mean the applicator was the coolest thing of all SEMA.
Yeah.
So
we need to get those somehow.
yeah,
We'll see.
yeah.
I'll
I'm
keep pressing
gonna
over that.
have to buy their goofy coating in order to, which I don't think I'm gonna
Buy
buy.
$120 coating, check the coating, use the applicator.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk them into making that applicator available, because it was a really cool idea. So then in tools, so let's jump into tools. Tools was the big thing. Yeah, so grip-on's not it.
I was just going to mention to you, I think we need to get whatever channel locks we get from Kinepix, I think.
I think
Or
so
something
too,
like that,
yeah. I don't like those. And something about those, they just seem kind of cheap.
Yeah, well, the story behind them, I guess, is it's family of Snap-on. So it's going to be the
That's
same
why it's called
grip-on. Yeah, so it's going to be the same type of kind of,
Yeah.
just good enough to make it work, but not
Yeah, highly functional, but, you know, lacking passion.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so grip-on is out. Kinepix is definitely in. Kinepix is my next, and I think I made a good contact, so I got to reach out to him and get my dealer agreement set up and all of that, so I think I'm good. Yeah. It's a lot less fight. I don't have to fight quite as hard as I've had in the past with people, you know.
Yeah, oh, I mean, you've...
Part of it is, part of it is I have Weira already, and I already have convinced, you know, some of the other brands, you know, Steve from Anglo American, who you guys saw in the video of us talking about NES and some of these other tools. But Kinepix I got to get them to send me the catalog. So if you can get me the catalog, and then I got to start doing my thing. I'm almost done with Koken. Koken was also cool to get hands on, and I'm kind of kicking myself. I messed up. I should have gone back to the booth and really just played with the different sockets, because now I don't know. I think I need to order all the sockets and not just the Z series. And I should have.
Different variations.
Wow, what about the non-Z series intrigues you? Because to me, it's not the best of the
Well,
best.
but the Z series doesn't have everything.
Got it.
You know, so they don't have the whole setup.
Got it.
So NES, I think that's pretty simple. We need to get those threaders, really cool, and I think we get the kit, the main kit. So I need to get that here. Shoot, I just want it for my darn cabinet just to have it, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
For fixing threads,
Yeah,
both
without
internal,
a tap and die, basically.
Internal, external.
Really cool.
Because the tap and die kit I have is always junk, you know, some
The way he
garbage.
explained it too was great, because of especially on the internal threads,
Yep.
That like there's not a real good way to restart that thread if the start of the threads are all done.
Right. So it goes down inside to some of the threads that are lower, yeah, and then comes back up in it. I got to get these. I mean, somebody mentioned in one of the videos that Irega wasn't the best type of adjustable wrench. That there was another company.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
But I did like those. They look really nice.
Yeah.
Not the yellow handle ones. Those look kind of goofy.
Yeah, just like that.
But yeah, the ones with the more expensive version. They talked about.
Because those are
we'll look into that.
Yep. Spain.
Yep.
Yep.
And then
Thor hammers for dead blows and stuff.
Yeah, like full-on brass ones that were kind of cool.
Yeah, kind of interesting. There's another hammer company as well that that wasn't represented there that a lot of guys have turned me on to. If you guys can put that in the description, I forget what it started with, but hammers are something a little further down the list for me. Hammers take up a lot of drawer space. I'm gonna get into that at some point.
That was the other brand.
Oscar, yeah. And then also some of those other type of tools, the thread type tools, the repair tools. I forget what brand that was. It's in that book. I think it's a Rennstieg.
Rennstieg, yeah. Yeah, and then the last thing here is really just
Stallville, yeah. So we talked to Samson as well. You can see it in the background there, the Samson oil catch can. So we're going to hopefully figure out a way to drop ship the Samson stuff. We talked to Hertz compressors, but I think that our discussion with FIAC and Werther, the Werther compressors, we're going to really get moving on that. So I need to book a meeting, like a real meeting with me, Scott, you two, about, we need to get moving on getting our systems designed, especially if I get the darn building, which I just, made an offer. I'm going to want to set that up.
Yeah, that fully enclosed one was really cool. Like, in dead silent, I'm sure.
Disco, I think we're good with our
Rogo is the way to go.
Guys. Omer lifts, I didn't like those at all.
No, I didn't actually get a chance to like.
Yeah. Boxo we talked about, but I think that our higher probability is to be working with slat wall.
I think so too.
And
ProSlat.
And ProSlat and their, I forget what they call their cabinet line. Yeah.
Fusion Plus was their cabinet line. They've got the core toolboxes.
Yeah.
And if we could work with them to do like a Fusion X Obsessed Garage thing, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yep.
Yeah. What I liked about those was the drawer slides. They use the same drawer slides as Rousseau and Lista use. So, at least for the toolboxes. The cabinets don't have that, but if we could work with them to put the good slides.
That was his kind of option for us was that we could do that probably. So that would be huge.
And then
I didn't really like Boxo very much because it was like cheaper snap-on tools in a foam inlay with cabinets that were like okay.
I liked the Tecton tools better in that price point.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like they're better put together.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Stallville was going to be our wrenches. I'm going to get into this next.
Wrenches are intriguing too.
Yeah, they're wrenches, torque wrenches, some other tools we'll get from them. Stahl. You need to say the E, like Porsche, Stallvilla.
Yeah.
That's how we have to start saying it. Vera. And then, of course, Rousseau, we talked about. Rousseau is going to be we're going to get really deep, especially on the design side, digging into Rousseau, different custom colors, different OG versions, narrowing it down.
We've got 3D files from them, but we've got to, kind of run them through.
Yeah, got to get digging into that. I want to get on ordering. I'm going to work on ordering me one of those carts. That cart was amazing. Yeah, the detailing cart with the drawer, the things that come out on the side.
For size and all that.
Lock and lube, I don't know, whatever, maybe.
For me, this is for the air truck. They had that really cool thing that clips on really easily. So this intrigues me. Yeah.
I guess, this Jetco was the American version of Stallvilla. We talked to Tim at Lake Country about the possibility of maybe making OG pads someday.
Cool.
This was the booth that you went into, the spray booth.
Yeah, I was asking these guys just about dry ice because dust gets everywhere, right? So they had crazy huge booth at SEMA with amazing filtration. I'm like, I wonder, like, do you guys do dry ice? And he didn't even know what that was. So I was like, well, you need to look into this. And so,
yeah,
I don't know. It seems like it was a legit booth, but I don't know.
Just suck out all that gunk.
Yeah, exactly.
And then AC, hydraulic, they have some new colors.
Yep.
So we need a more economical version to complement our $2,000,
exactly.
car jack. And I think AC hydraulic out of, I think Denmark is where they are, is our favorite solution. So this year, heavy on tools, heavy on meeting people, shaking hands, kissing babies. We spent quite a bit of time with some of our YouTube friends, Trevor Motion Auto, and went to dinner with him, Adam LZ, Colette. I met Raw the Details. I met Andy's, what's the Andy's detailing channel called? Andy's, I think it's called Andy's Detailing Channel or something like that, or Andy's Auto Detailing. Saw, Freddie, we saw Tommy F, we saw, we saw lots of, Jack Builds It. I met Chris Gorberry. It was a really good, good experience. Got to see all of our friends from Coach Kemi and from all the different brands.
Rag Company.
Yeah, Rag Company boys. Spent some time with them. Jared at Jack's Wax had the coolest booth.
Yeah, he did.
I've literally told everybody about that.
Yeah. So I came home 5 pounds lighter. So that was the goal. Eat a ribeye, couple of shrimp. That last night I had a piece of bread. So I did eat one of those bread ball thingies. Yeah.
It was a long week. You deserved it.
I felt sick after eating just that one thing of bread, Yeah, but it was a great trip. We're going to get into tools and continue to work through, doing this kind of stuff, finishing up Awira. We have some other still cool stuff coming from Tool Grid where we're, designing some of our own versions of stuff, getting the Tool Grid off of here and putting just a little tiny hex logo. I'm going to continue to work on the process of ordering tools. What you don't understand is that this catalog, so I'm going to become a dealer, but in order to order everything that I want to test out to see what I like and don't like is tens of thousands of dollars, And so I spent tens of thousands of dollars on Wera, worked through it, sold off all the things that I know aren't going to make the cut, held on to the things that I think are going to make the cut. I'm doing the same thing with Hazette, so most of the Hazette stuff isn't going to make the cut, So I have all these Hazette tools and I'm gridding it out and getting to play with it. Most of those aren't going to make the cut. We're going to do the same thing with Knipex. We're going to do the same thing with with all these various brands to build out a grouping of tools that I love, and that's very costly. Something I couldn't do until now, and up until now we've worked with the existing Sonic catalog, which has served us really well. And I think I confirmed it for all of us when I bought all the Snap-on stuff. I actually bought it. It was a strong confirmation that the fit, the finish, how it looks. I don't care if you're a professional or not. We're using, Mike's using the darn tools as if, we're in a professional environment here. And a lot of those arguments that people are hanging on to are old arguments that don't hold up anymore, like warranty issues and my tools are breaking and a toolbox doesn't work and all that kind of stuff. But
even if you do run into that, they'll replace it. Replace the tool
faster than a truck can come.
Yeah, and without a lot of the weird stuff. And so same thing with these. And so what I'm hoping to do is aggregate and put together the ultimate curated set of tools in foam that's really, really well done. Because I really dislike most other foam other than the way Sonic does it, and that's because they had to really obsess over how these tools are laid out in the drawer. That's the hard part. Because most of the ones where you see, they take pictures of it, and then there's all these gaps, and it's just not, it's going to be a big undertaking. Once I get the tools narrowed down, let's say it's a 1,000-piece set, and we got Wera screwdrivers, and we got PB Swiss, and we've got all these different brands, and then you want to put it in a drawer, we're going to be obsessing over what's the best drawer for it to go in, so what tools go together with one another, and then how do we, I'm going to have to give up some tools, and then how do we make modular sets where you kind of work your way up from, basic, advanced, ultimate, good, better, best, and working people through that. And man, wouldn't it be great to have something that looks like Sonic, that's curated just like our detailing line, looks like our press-all line, where we have matching labels, co-branded logos, and then the best products in the best bottle. And so let's have the best tools in the best toolbox, or the best cabinets with the best organization system. And then giving people also pathways to either do it through Tool Grid and continue to work with them to make it look better. We want to make socket rails and stuff like that, so that you have that modular option, or also, you know, maybe we buy our own CNC machine in the future and we figure out how to organize foam. The foam part would be cheap, and then if we, you know, if let's say we took out one screwdriver and put in a new one, we can change it out, change the foam, and then just put it up in the store, and people pay $70 or $40 or whatever it costs to get a new foam, take the old foam, replace it. And then make that foam readily available to people, so that way if they do damage something, they can replace it. Because I don't think the foam is going to cost all that much, other than the labor that we attach to it to have it done, and then, you know, the engineering behind it. So that's the long-term plan for tools. That was the biggest takeaway from SEMA for me this year. I wish PB Swiss was there, because that's another brand I'm really interested in.
What do they make again?
They specialize in screwdrivers and Allen keys. So I'm really going to dig into them, but I think that I'm kind of getting closer to rounding this out than I thought. You know?
You really are. I mean, yeah, Koken for this, the ratchets probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Koken stuff. Yeah, we got a real good history lesson on how they're, you know, why they're as good as they are. I'm still not convinced on the ratchets yet, but I'm coming around to it.
For me, that's the best that I personally have seen. That's what I would personally.
I think I agree.
The combination of the lack of back drag, how tight the tolerance is because of the way they make the socket pocketed so that the ball bearings, you know, snaps into place.
The handle though too is amazing.
Their wobbles are insanely good. Their universals are probably best in the world. They have that amazing lug nut kit, which is really cool. And then their people are passionate about the stuff. The Americans that are representing them, you know, Jim and Carly and and the whole team, Kathleen, the people that are running it really love it, and they know a lot about it.
They do. That's some of these guys, some of these booths had kind of no clue really.
Right.
Like these guys knew everything about everything. So.
Right. But we got through it. We walked every single square inch of the place at least once.
No, at least once.
Yeah, we put in the miles, and it was brutal. Was it as brutal as I said it was going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was pretty warned about like how crazy it was going to be.
It's hard to, because
My feet hurt less than I expected. Everything else hurt about what I thought.
Yeah, your hips hurt, and your back hurts, and your body hurts, and you're hungry, and you're tired, and your lips are chapped, and your eyes are drying out of your head.
My lips are still healing.
And it's the best week ever.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, just amazing. You're staying in crappy hotels. And
what I enjoyed the most, and maybe that's something I can focus on more next year. I'll let you guys go do all the walking. But I enjoy the like communicating with everybody and meeting with suppliers and stuff like that. Like you guys went to bed, and I went to the Coach Kimmy party with the Rag Company guys and tagged along with them, and that was a lot of fun. And met some guys that I'd seen online or some new people, and made some connections and stuff, which was cool.
Yeah.
So
all right, so this year a little simpler this year, but we wanted to wrap up the SEMA adventure, and I'm excited for some of these products. We're going to continue to work through them, and if you have any question about any of this stuff, hit us up. We're happy to help. Just send me an email, matt@obsessedgarage.com. I think that unless you're dug in on the look of Sonic, which is okay. I still am. I will never give up the MSS Plus cabinets. I love the MSS stuff, but I think that if you're looking for a custom, fully custom solution, I'm sorry to all of you. I messed up. Lista used to be the biggest game in town. I kind of hung with that, and my gut was telling me that something was a little off. And I should have gone with Rousseau. I had no idea how dysfunctional the back end of Lista was and how functional the back end for Rousseau is. And then the ability to do, they don't have Rousseau has corner cabinets. They've got everything. Lista doesn't have a corner cabinet. And then the fit, finish. And that's why I rushed this toolbox, even though it's kind of a weird drawer layout. This was in stock somewhere. I know I was in stock because it has these weird little, they call 2-inch drawers with a 1-inch internal. But the fit, finish, it makes me sad to even put my darn greasy fingerprints on here, but it is darn near perfection.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned just before, you know, we started doing the video, this is like Sonic fit and finish, but with Lista and Snap-on heft.
Yeah.
So it's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Right, 100%. Right. And then also with the option to be wall mountable or to build like Sonic, where, you know, Sonic isn't very wall mountable. No. You're going to stand alone. And so if you have a situation where you want to wall mount things like I did at my house, your Rousseau is going to be your option. Or if you want different colors, or if you're not within, you know, Sonic MSS Plus has 8 different cabinets, 9 different cabinets. Yeah. So.
And they make it so easy to do a custom setup with their configurator. And
colors, drawer sizes, and then the drawer glides on this are the best in the world.
Yeah, they're literally the best.
And this is where I kind of quit doing that. This is where I was, you know, naive in that I thought that Rousseau, Lista, you know, they're all using Austrian glides. I forget what they say the brand. I forget what the brand is, but they're made in Austria. These are not Austrian glides. These are Rousseau glides, and the frame, the basket that the drawer sits in, makes it the deflection on it best in the world, no question. And so then you don't get as much slop or wobble. It's just perfection in a drawer. And even these, you know, these ones that I hate, this kind of latching mechanism has started to grow on me.
I said the same thing. Yeah.
I would still choose it in a fixed drawer, not the latch, because I feel like that's unnecessary. But in a rolling box, you know, I guess it makes sense. So we're going to work through digging through their thousands of pages of catalogs and versions, and we're going to come up with, we need to narrow it down into a solution that's useful so you can get an idea of what you could build. Of course, we can always go back into the pool and build whatever we need to have them build.
Correct. If you have something fully custom, you just go to the...
We want to help you choose drawer size and configuration and set it up with foam so it fits the Sonic foams or our future foams. We're going to continue to work within that range. And build out like a prefab Obsessed Garage solution with full custom color and capability. Their tops are so much better than any other top I've ever seen.
These are really good. That was one of the things I didn't like about Lista is like their tops are just like an afterthought.
Yeah.
You just slap some metal on a wood core and that was it. These are like really nice. Yeah.
So just. I still love my Lista cabinets. I think they look fantastic. In many ways, I like the recessed drawer versus the external drawer handle sticking out. I still love my Lista cabinets. We're still going to be a Lista dealer if people need them. We're just not going to build it on our website and really focus on it. For whatever reason, they just don't seem to be supporting it the way they once did. And whereas Rousseau is the complete opposite. And I screwed up. It's better. The corners are square, the welds are perfect, the bends are perfect. There's never any kind of welding on the drawer faces or door faces. And then they're more modular, more options, more capable, and then they're Canadian, so I like them, you know? So anyway, thanks for watching the series, everybody. That's a wrap for SEMA 2024. I've already booked our hotel rooms. This time you guys can stay in the Westgate. I already booked our hotel rooms for next year, which is the 4th through the 9th or something like that. Nice. So I put our deposits down. We'll be going next year. And I fear that the SEMA events of the world are not long for this world. And so we're going to keep, getting the most out of it we can. And continue to chase, even walking the 5.5 miles of Apex and finding not a single product. So.
Yeah, Apex.
Thanks for watching. Next up coming soon, make sure you're watching the Adam LZ series. The Adam LZ series is going to open up a whole nother catalog for us in the home space. Because remember, when I walk out of this door, I don't get to take my obsession and just stick it in this drawer and lock it up. It comes with me. And so we're going to figure out what does that mean by taking Adam's real weird looking house and turning it into a New York loft. It's going to be insane, and we're all going to be involved. So thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.